good? What's good? What's good? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a fresh episode of the Crisp Logic Podcast. It's your boys, the dynamic duo like no other. It's your boy, Frost Mitchell, and I got my homie in the building with me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's the man, the myth, the legend, Xavier Z. Green. We back at it this week, guys. We back at it.
Yep. We got an interesting subject to discuss here that is, even as of us recording, taking another chapter in sports media. So this does conclude, at least currently, the previous series that we had discussing the Kendrick Lamar and Drake beef. That trilogy is now available, of course, on your podcasting outlets, wherever you get your podcasts at. Be sure to tune in and check those out whenever you get a chance. But we got an interesting subject here on this particular episode today to discuss with y'all. I'm sure plenty of y'all have, one way or another, no matter what you do, I'm sure it's crossed your radars at some point about a recent confrontation at a NBA basketball game involving sports personality Stephen A. Smith from First Take and the Stephen A. Smith Show, and also NBA superstar and arguably one of the greatest players ever, if not the greatest, LeBron James of the Los Angeles Lakers. Before we get into it, man, this is a very interesting subject, Zay. But before we delve into the subjects, man, anything you want to let the people know before we dig into this one? Or are you ready to jump right to it?
Pretty much ready to jump right into it for real. I think people will agree with our takes. People will disagree with our takes. I've heard it go both ways. So we'll see where we land.
No doubt. It'd be too easy. And as I now have my new little tag that I like to always say, low-hanging fruit logic would always say, let's jump right into the conflict. But we got to kind of talk about the build-up to this point. So it's been known for years that it's kind of been a meh relationship between Stephen A. Smith and LeBron James through the years for a variety of reasons, whether it's Stephen A. Smith maybe being unjustly harsh on LeBron in his critique and criticism and analysis, or whether it's LeBron, kind of having, as I call it, the Twitter finger attitude, not quite being receptive as to some of the takes that Stephen A. Smith has. This whole build up reeks of the old classic, athlete versus media personality, if you ask me, just with the lack of relationship between the two. And then even here recently, as of today, the fact that LeBron James went on the Pat McAfee show to talk about a variety of things, but of course they couldn't escape that subject. But your thoughts on exactly your thoughts on them, what's led up to this point in this issue that happened at courtside?
I don't think the buildup was that great of a buildup. I feel like it came to a pretty sudden head. Like he's an NBA basketball player. He's an NBA analyst, insider. He critiques his game. He didn't like some of the things that he said. So I think it was an emotional reaction that got us here, and not the people not checking their emotions at the door. And I think that's what led us to this point. We'll deep dive fully and unpack and unfold all of that, further in this episode. But I feel like it was a sudden hit. I didn't think it was to the point of someone trying to check somebody. And yeah, so I don't want to give too much just right now in this second, but
right.
Yeah, I feel like it came to a sudden hit, like an overnight pimple. It was no build up. So
yeah. It definitely reeks of, like you said, a knee-jerk reaction. But for those that don't know what may have triggered LeBron necessarily to do this, obviously the inescapable story coverage is obviously LeBron James and himself and his lengthy and illustrious NBA career. Obviously, unless you've been under a rock, you do know that his eldest son, LeBron James Jr., aka Bronny James, not only played 1 year of college and was a McDonald's All-American in high school, but now was a second-round draft pick to the Los Angeles Lakers. And while the path to the NBA has not been an easy path for Bronny. There's been a lot of interesting takes, rational, irrational, and idiotic, if you ask me, and takes about the kid and as far as his development goes and whether he deserves to be an NBA player or not. Long story short, he was a McDonald's All-American on a loaded Sierra Canyon high school team out in California. He has his freshman year that is widely disrupted due to the cardiac arrest that he suffered right before his freshman year, which I still think to this day severely stunted the growth of and progression of his game. I just think that a lot of people simply undermine that and don't understand how serious that particular action impacts an athlete's ability to not just perform, but for just people in general to have a comfortable life afterwards. You know what I mean? So you got the cardiac arrest. You have an underwhelming, statistical speaking, he had an underwhelming freshman year at USC, albeit he was playing behind some star players, ahead of him for that program. That also does not get talked about. I hate the fact that they just um, like I said, it reeks of low hanging logic because a lot of people tend to think, oh, well, he wasn't good enough to start. No, that's not quite the case, man. He was playing behind some dogs at USC. I'll save, the details on them and their stats and their accolades for another time. But he does get drafted into the NBA as a second round pick. And it blows my mind how many people really think that him getting drafted in the second round is denying another kid a spot in the NBA, like they still can't pursue that dream through other methods. It blows my mind, like how many people just truly, truly think that he doesn't deserve a spot in the league. It just doesn't make any sense to me at all whatsoever. Um, yeah, it just doesn't. But obviously, with him now being officially an NBA player and being in the league, there's the challenge of the fact that he is now a professional basketball player. He's a truly grown man now. He is his own being, regardless of what Mr. LeBron James feels. LeBron is his own man now, and I sense that with this lead up of the now media cloud that not only still follows LeBron but also follows Bronny too. I just think that it's one of those things. This is probably the toughest mental test that ever been LeBron James's career. I think this supersedes anything that he's done as far as playing in the NBA Finals, trying to carry a franchise, trying to transcend market and business. I think this particular stretch right here has been one of the most mentally challenging moments for him because it hasn't been done to this degree and with this big of a spotlight. We're in uncharted waters here, folks. Let's not get it twisted. We've never seen a superstar of this caliber play at the same exact time that his son is and also still playing at an elite level. You know what I mean? You could talk about the Michael Jordans and his sons all you want, or, I've even heard some boneheads try to compare this situation to Del Curry and Steph Curry, which I'm like, no, that pales in comparison. Like you can't even, no.
Yeah, they never touched the floor together. Like
Exactly.
And he's not the star. Like Dell was not the star that like close.
Right, not even close to the caliber of a LeBron James. So that garbage needs to be shut down. You can go over into whatever other sports you want to, but we've never experienced anything like this, especially in this social media climate. So obviously there's been a multitude of clips of criticism of Bronny and his game, and whether the true sticking point, if I'm understanding it correctly, is whether folks should be tying the job that LeBron did as far as the unofficial promotion of Bronny's arrival to the league. And I think that's where this major source of contention is as far as this lead up goes. This is really surrounding that. And while, again, LeBron has always been able to tune out the critique of his game and his professionalism, I think he's being a little too sensitive to, I mean, and again, I can't like necessarily speak as a father in that situation, but he had to understand that this was coming. Everybody hangs on to every single word that he says what he does, whether it's the comment about Bronny being better than, some players in the league.
Not some. He said half
Fair
the
enough.
point guards.
Yep. So at the point guards in the league, whether it's been that, whether it's draft my son, I'm coming. It's unfortunate that you add those moments ahead of his son having the issue and then having the season that he had at USC and then even to start this NBA career, that's all unfortunately tied together now. But there's going to be people that it's not just black and white where you can critique Bronny on the court and then just simply not ignore the fact that him being his father and also playing a role in the growth and genesis of his career, how that's not factoring into the equation. Period. I mean, that's just a part of the lead up.
Yeah, for sure. And we our views are aligned with a lot of the topics that we touch, but there are certain things that we also don't see 100% like agreement on. Like, just to circle back a little bit, you're talking about you don't understand why people are mad, saying that they feel like Bronny took a spot of a more deserving.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you also have to understand the verbiage that they're stating.
I'm waiting for you to drop that newly added word to everybody's vocabulary that I could probably count on one hand prior to this year of it being used, but I'm gonna let you cook. Starts with an N.
Because basically what I'm getting at is deserve. Bronny didn't deserve to be drafted.
Okay.
All right, he didn't deserve to be drafted based off of his 1 year at USC. He didn't deserve it. He should have went back, in my opinion. But
I agree with that. Yes.
I also understand the business side, and
yes.
And you also have to understand we live in a world where it's not about what you truly deserve or always work for. Granted, I'm not saying that Bronny didn't work for this. He's a D1 athlete. He's currently in the NBA. Yes, he has busted his ass and he has worked hard for this. But he didn't deserve it. But what other 55th pick is more marketable to him? What 55th pick is top 20 in jersey sales?
There's another thought.
Like, even if he doesn't work player wise, he works money wise. LeBron James is not a businessman. He's a business man. And that means that Bronny is now set business. It is a business acquisition of Bronny James. And that's the whole reason that other teams kind of wanted him as well. They understand the marketability of Bronny. But did he deserve it off of his play at USC? Hell no. Hell no. He averaged 4.8 points a game. That does not warrant you being a one and done in today's game. All right. But I understand the business side. It's not about what you know. It's about who you know. And he just so happened to know a top 2 player of all time.
Yeah.
And it's that simple. And that happens to be his dad, who was currently active, who was still averaging 25 plus a game right now. So it doesn't matter if he deserved it or not. You know how many people at your job now, for the people that's listening, that you busted your ass and you worked harder for that promotion than the person that got it above you. But the fact that they cool with somebody in HR, or they in tight with the management, that they get picked above you. It's the same shit. The same thing in the NBA as well. It's a business. It's politics involved. So it's not always about what you deserve. It's about who you know and what you know. Bronny didn't deserve to be drafted, but business-wise, it made sense to him to be drafted in the first round. If you want to be frank.
Yeah.
Money-wise. Like, and how Bron was trying to be, oh, you draft him, you gonna have a shot at me. I'm gonna come play for you too. If I was a Magic, I would have drafted him. Just off the simple fact that he said he'll never play in Orlando. Yeah, come put these pinstripes on. Come put it on.
I like what you
Come put it
did
on.
there.
Come put it on. You said you never want to play in Orlando. You hate it. Nah, come on. Come on. Come see your son play. Come put these Mickey Mouse ears on. Like, come do it. Like, business wise, he deserved to be a first round pick. And he earned that because of who his dad is. So that's where I think we will disagree on the deserve or didn't deserve, but it makes the most sense why he was drafted. And honestly, at the 55th pick, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? Why
Yeah,
wouldn't you?
I'm with it. I'm
you know,
definitely with it.
People want to talk about deserving because of what I think Nikola Jokic was drafted 49. Hey, he's the only second round pick to be a multi-time MVP. So it's not like another Jokic. It's just walking through those damn doors to another organization sometime soon. So that's not happening either. So cut that ish. I digress. Where are we at? Like, because I run on a little rant on the deserve versus.
Nah, you good, bro. You good, bro. So, but here's my thing. I'm gonna continue to go with that. Again, we're talking about a kid that got drafted in the second round at the 55th overall pick. I'll do us a favor and humor the last four, including Bronny, last four picks or whatever. You got Isaiah Wong, who was drafted by the Pacers last year at 55th, and as far as I'm concerned, I mean, he's not doing that much greater or better than what Bronny does. I mean, he's doing averaging around 13 minutes a game, averaging just shy of 6 points a game. I mean, he's having a minimal impact on the season. He's mainly getting garbage minutes. You go back the year before in 23 with Gui Santos, he's hardly playing for the Warriors. The kid's averaging 4 points, 3 rebounds, and assist a game. Even that, and this might sound a little bit more familiar. And Aaron Wiggins, his minutes have gone up and fluctuated at the same time. He's putting up okay numbers at 8.4 on a career average at this point. He's not really like knocking down the doors or whatever. But like my whole thing is it's like these are three names that I just called off like that. You might know a Aaron Wiggins, you might know a Gui Santos, you may know an Isaiah Wong. Everybody knows about Bronny James. Like you said, from the business standpoint, it made perfect sense. Why not do it? You could strike out on some other names. I mean, you go back to 2019 Kyle Guy. You could go to, I don't even know if this guy's even played in the league. 2018 with the Hornets, they drafted Arnoldus Kulboka. And as I'm looking it up right now, it does not appear that this man is still in the league at this point because his last stats was registered in 21 and 22 at this point. So you're talking maybe, 2 seasons of him not playing in the league, coming over, playing one season, and then we haven't heard from him since. Like, teams waste and throw away those picks all the time for whatever, whether it's a guy that's got potential, or whether it's a guy that doesn't even set foot on U.S. soil or even plays a second in the league for whatever reason. So, yes, I hear where people are coming from when they say that Bronny may not have deserved to get drafted, but I've seen more egregious cases. You know what I mean? At the same spot over the past couple of years, man.
I don't think you have though.
Mm-hmm.
Like the reason it's the reason I say that. Like,
I'm listening.
The reason I say that is because we're talking about what they did leading up to.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, like these people may have barely played in the NBA, but let's just go another one that's actually getting ticked now in the NBA. Also drafted at that 55 spot in Aaron Wiggins.
Yep.
Like, Bronny. So in essence, off of your logic, Wiggins, after his first year at Maryland, should have been a first round pick because he averaged 8 points. He doubled Bronny's output and played more games.
Mm-hmm.
So, Bronny averaging 4.8, he averaged 8.3 as a freshman.
Uh-huh.
When he was drafted, he averaged 14 and a half, basically 15 points a night
Uh-huh.
at Maryland. So you can say he deserved to be drafted in the NBA.
Right.
So what people are saying is he didn't deserve, off of his play, off of his merit,
Uh-huh.
deserve to play.
Uh-huh.
That's different from understanding the business side of it.
Oh yeah.
So it's not necessarily throwing away. Like, people aren't just drafting to throw away the pick. They're drafting like, oh,
Uh-huh.
maybe we can find a diamond.
Yeah.
I don't think Bronny was drafted. No, this is potentially a diamond. Like, can he potentially be a 10-year pro? Yes, I see that from him. But it's not like he deserved to be drafted after that 1 year at USC. He didn't deserve it. Like, business wise and who it makes sense.
Uh-huh.
But deserve, I wouldn't say deserved. He didn't deserve it, but he's here.
Uh-huh.
And even Wiggins now
Uh-huh.
in the NBA, like, he's
Yeah.
averaging 7 points a game. Bronny's averaging like 3.
Right.
So that's still triple the output that he's doing.
I'll give you that. I'll give you
So
that
I'm
with
saying,
Wiggins.
like,
Yeah.
so I understand what you're stating,
Uh-huh.
but the deserve is, I think, where the hangup is. I don't think he deserved that after the 1 year, off of his play alone,
Uh-huh.
not off of his cachet,
Yeah.
off of his play, he didn't
Uh-huh.
deserve to be drafted. But
Uh-huh.
when you're looking at a multi-billion-dollar industry, when someone in the 55th spot can infuse millions into that cash flow, it makes sense to draft him there. But no, his play didn't warrant him being drafted.
I hear that. Trust me. I mean, don't get me wrong. Did he put up NBA draft stock numbers while at USC? No, not necessarily. But what my thing is, I'm gonna go back to one of the examples I just mentioned here with Arnoldus Kuboka. The Hang on, make sure I get my stuff right, so I don't want to misstep here. He was drafted by the Hornets here back in. He was drafted by the Hornets here back in like 17 or 18 or whatnot. It was effectively several years before he even came over to the States. So I'm not, I mean, yeah, you know what I mean when I say like throwing away a pick. I'm not saying like they're just like wasting it and, how, life goes on type deal. But what I'm saying is they, like you also said, they do draft for the sake of trying to see if they can hit on someone that might be flying under the radar or whatnot. Yes, the stats don't back up saying, oh, no, he's worthy of being drafted. I hear you. But again, like you said, one, he has business upside because he will bring media attention. He will put some fans in the seats. You know what I mean? But just based off of the connection. And what if he does get to being an all-star caliber point guard? It's not far-fetched. We've seen several guys come out of the G League and build up into being an all-star. A most obvious example in recent memory is Chris Middleton. You know, literally was handcuffed to the G League at one point. Not only did he eventually blossom into an NBA player, became an all-star and NBA champion. And what it was arguably a very vital, I ain't gonna say very vital. He was a key contributor to the success of the Milwaukee Bucks getting that 2020 ring. So it's not out of the realm of possibility that you draft and stash a guy like Bronny, because I mean we've seen teams make more crazier gambles. You know what I mean? I've seen teams like draft guys in the lottery from overseas, for example, and they never ever come to the States at all. Going back to 2005 with my beloved Orlando Magic, it was either '05 or '06, we drafted Fran Vasquez from over Europe. Never set foot on NBA soil at all. And that was a lottery pick that they literally threw away. You know what I'm saying? So I've seen some egregious cases that are equal to that. So nonetheless, um, I think that the like you said, with the business aspect and then the potential for like story and coverage, it's not out of the realm of possibility that that's what the Lakers, out of all teams, has decided to do. And hey, what if he does actually pan out to be an all-star? They'll be lauded as geniuses or whatnot. I mean, he's got a great example to not necessarily like maybe measure up to, but he has the tools and resources around him to become a very good NBA player. Now it's totally up to him as to the path that he'll travel to get to that point. So like I get it, man. People are seeing it for what it is and going off that. But I mean, it's bigger than what you do in college. Sometimes it could be based off of a variety of things. I could go further off into that, but
I
I'll
don't
take.
think it's a sometime thing. Like I think he's a once in a lifetime type of thing. Like
Mhm.
that's why it's like that. Like we're not going to be having this conversation in 1 to 2 years when Melo's son, Cayenne, is coming out.
Assuming
Like,
that he does continue on the trend and the trajectory that he's on right now. Yeah, I hear you.
yeah, like we're not going to have this conversation.
Hmm.
Like
I get it.
because if you're also being frank,
Hmm.
Bronny didn't deserve to be a McDonald's All American.
Oh man, here we
Bronny
go.
didn't deserve to be a McDonald's All American.
Oh.
He got off who his daddy is, and that's one reason I'm actually shocked that Cayenne Anthony is not a
Mhm.
McDonald's All American, especially with Carmelo just signing a
Yeah,
fucking McDonald's endorsement. It's almost
yeah,
like a backhanded compliment. Like it's crazy,
but
but
yeah,
yeah, like he just shot up the recruiting boards like late, and he wasn't
very
even the
much so.
best player on his high school team.
Hmm.
Like so, yeah, like I'm just like, all right, cool, all right, I guess it's a
I
cool
mean,
story. Like,
yeah, yeah,
but you know, we digress, and we're here now. Like,
we are definitely here now.
and yeah, this is where we're at, and leading up to the conflict
The
of
incident
yeah,
itself, yes. So obviously the shot heard around the world. Which ironically, this all happened on the same day that it came out that Stephen A. Smith got his big contract extension from ESPN and became as RG3 put it, the $100 million man.
yep. Was it
Another
5 for
subject that
20?
we will save for another. Yep, you got it. So he got his bag, of course, and he can add that to his ever budding portfolio, of things that he's into and what he's doing. But obviously, on the same day that this happened, he was in attendance to a Los Angeles Lakers game, not as a sports personality, but as a just a fan. Essentially, he was there.
Patron.
Yeah, patron. He's there as a patron. With other celebrity guests at the time, and now celebrating, the accomplishment of him getting his deal. Which hey, what better way to do that to hit a Laker game, right? I'm sure he just didn't foresee the lion and the cub eyes that were coming from the Lakers sideline, essentially. But in the middle of said NBA game, there's the clip of the someone getting the golden video on film of LeBron walking up to Stephen A. Smith while like during a timeout, mind you, and confronting him and basically saying, "Stop effing with my son." You know what I mean? And it just here's where stuff gets dicey.
I
He
don't think it
basically
really
doesn't
gets
allow.
dicey,
Oh yeah.
in my opinion. It doesn't get dicey.
No
But
doubt. I know where you about to come from as far as this goes, but it gets dicey because while I understand the action itself, I still will stand by my off the record take of that's not the place to do it. It just ain't. It just ain't, bruh. You know good and damn well that there's a shitload of media eyes and cameras rolling at that point, and to do that during an NBA game where a guy can't like basically say anything, and I'm not saying it was going to escalate anything. Because obviously, I mean, we ain't on that kind of noise about it getting physical or anything like that. But to do that in that particular moment is my lone gripe with LeBron on this particular move. I felt that it was whack. Um, and I felt that this could have been handled a lot better, regardless of what all the backstories and back channels of what people are saying about, oh, well, they tried to reach out to Stephen A. Smith well before this or whatnot, and then this, that, or the other. That's not the place to do that. It just ain't. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you could have did it while you guys were in the same vicinity. You know what I mean? While you both were at the arena, but not in the middle of a game where somebody's gonna catch that and it goes viral. I almost think to some degree it might even be premeditated. It was premeditated. Like, once he realized that he was there, or if he got wind that he was going to be there, or whatever the case may be, I think it might even be premeditated. Because I do not rule out the fact that LeBron James, as great as he is as a player, he is also a masterful tactician when it comes to putting himself in the right position to shape the narrative about things, especially when it comes to the narrative surrounding his career, or in this case, now his son's career. I wasn't a fan of how he did it. I'm not dismissing him approaching Stephen A. Smith. I just don't like the fashion that he did it. And that's my lone gripe with that whole incident. You do be a little bit more professional. And if he really wanted to get in touch with him, don't talk to me about, I was trying to go through X, Y, and Z, my agent, or, my representatives and all that. Y'all better than that. Make the contact, get it done, and make it happen. I'm sure it could have been a way to get to this faster. But I'm gonna let you go ahead and cook on the actual incident itself and what your thoughts were as far as what was caught on camera.
The actual incident itself, I thought was corny. Like, for one, we got to state the obvious. If it was anybody else but LeBron James, that player would have been suspended.
Facts.
That's also one. So for you to leave the huddle and basically leave your sideline to go confront a 60-year-old nigga is crazy. It's crazy. Off of something that he said a while ago, or even most recently, that wasn't even truly about Brownie in my eyes. He was really more or less coming at you, and you wanted to be like, keep my son's name out your mouth. I thought it was corny. Like, even with Bron, as we said earlier, was on the Pat McAfee show today, the day that we're recording this, and the LeBron versation.
Right.
But he, even on that, contradicted himself to me. And, he was basically stating like, I'm not a dummy. I know that my son is an NBA player, and Stephen A. That's his job, is to critique, blah blah blah. And he's not absolved from that. Right, correct. You're right, Bron. But then you followed up and saying like, well, at the same time, I got to protect my household, and I'm not going to let anybody say anything about the people from my household. So you say that he can be criticized, but then basically say that he's not going to be criticized because he is your son. Like, you said it in the same sentence, which is like crazy. Like, yeah. So, like, he criticized you because you put this, you as in LeBron, you put this target on his back. You the one that came out and said like, oh, if y'all want a shot at signing me, draft my son. You put the target on his back saying he's better than half the players or guards in the NBA right now. You said that when he was at USC, averaging 4 points a game. You put that target on his back. Now, may been able to get to that point that he's better than half, yes. But at that moment, he was not and is not better than half the guards in the NBA right now. Right. So you put that target on his back, and that's pretty much what he was stating. He was like, yes, do the optics for the moment. Lace him up with your son. Take the court with your son. But don't keep him there. Send him to the G League. Let him develop. That's what he needs to do. He should have been in the G League this entire time. Bronny should be damn G League MVP.
Yeah, I'm with you there. I'm definitely with you there.
That should have been his goal this year. Go down there and kill. Make it to the point. Let him do it for the whole season, not just spot work. Be like, look, I'm killing the G League. I'm doing it on a night in, night out basis. And to be like, hey, I earned my spot. Because there are some dogs out there in the G League that are not on NBA rosters. And even though Bronny just the other night scored 39 in G League game, there are still better dudes in the G League than him.
Oh, yeah.
So, just to shout him out, Amani Bates.
I was just getting ready to say, brother, because
Amani Bates.
yeah.
Bronny is not better than Amani Bates.
At this very moment, I
And it's
totally
not
agree with you.
close.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
not close.
Mm-hmm.
But, Bronny is playing on NBA games. He's suiting up. He's getting scrub minutes, or even when he was in the Garden, got first quarter minutes and went 0-7. And that's what led to Stephen A making those statements. Like, before, like, after that game, like, I need people to realize, statistically, Bronny was the worst player in NBA history. Stat wise, he was the worst player. 0.3 points a game, 0.3 rebounds a game, 0.1 assists a game. He was the worst player to ever lace them up. Now he has had games since then. Was shooting 7-10, career high 17.
Yep. Cooked the Bucks the other night, even though it was a garbage time. But
but he did it, and he proved that he can somewhat play on that NBA level. But that's what led to that comment being made.
Oh yeah,
and that's just based off of the play. Like the play warranted that criticism by Stephen A. Smith. And I know a lot of people don't like Stephen A. Smith, that he's cooning and this, and like, I actually don't mind Stephen A. Like, I read his book. It's a really good book. If you guys want to check that out, definitely do so. I think it was a great read. But he's a black man in a world that's white dominated. So he has to be on his P's and Q's at all times. He can't mess up. And he knows that before. He's been fired from ESPN before, guys. He's been suspended multiple times by ESPN, guys. By speaking his mind. Like, and not necessarily being wrong in his stances. Like, his stance with Ohtani, I don't actually disagree with. Like, could he have phrased it better? Maybe, but he's talking about from the marketing side. He's not the best option. Is he the best player in baseball? Yes. But marketing to be the face of the league, I don't know if you can do that because of the language barrier.
Exactly.
So that's where we're at with that. Yeah. But I just think the approach by Bron was trash, and it was weak, and he made himself look like a bitch. Like, for you to approach it and like step to Stephen A. who's almost 60, I don't respect. Like, what do you think you was gonna get out of that? Like, and me personally, and I know Stephen A. was like, "Oh, well, I ain't gonna react." All I would have seen was a dollar sign. I would have jumped on Tim with Bron. What you gonna do? You gonna hit me? Go ahead. I know they just announced my bag, but now I'm about to get your bag. It's gonna be bigger than this.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm jumping on that with you. That's what you should have did. But it is what it is. Like, there's no downside at that moment in you popping your shit back at Bron, because he walked up to you.
Yep.
He gonna walk up to you, and you go pop your shit, and he gonna hit you on national television. You might as well give me a blank check.
Yeah.
So, but I thought it was weak. And I don't think Stephen A. was wrong in this criticism of LeBron and his antics leading up to him being drafted.
Yeah.
He definitely was not wrong at that time in Bronny's play. He did not deserve a roster spot.
Yeah.
A consistent roster spot. He really shouldn't even be a two-way on a two-way deal. He should be on a G League deal. And that's just where he's at right now. But, he has come in these last couple games and proved to be better. Like, it's a developmental league. That's where he should be at. He didn't fully develop because of the cardiac arrest at USC. So, yes, have his moment. Give him his flowers. He did bust his ass to come back from the cardiac arrest, and he deserved that moment.
Right.
Even if he never actually would flourish, right, in the NBA, the cardiac arrest did I will say, I guess you could say, I agree with you on stagnated his development.
Definitely did.
So, yes, he deserved that moment to be. And even if you say, even if you want to circle back and say Bronny didn't deserve the moment, and that's what you want to like hang your hat on, LeBron deserved that moment.
Yes, he did.
He's earned that moment.
Mm-hmm.
So even if you want to go, Bronny didn't deserve it. LeBron deserved that moment. So yeah, it's you can look at it multiple ways. But LeBron James deserved that moment. Was he year 21 or is it 20? I
Year, let me
should
see,
know this because
drafted
I'm
in
a Laker fan.
2003. He is
But
now
yeah,
in year 22.
like he spent most of his life in the NBA. He's been the face of the league for the last 18 years.
Since he was a kid, bro, like literally, like
Yeah,
the age of 18.
and it's not too many. Not, I'm gonna rephrase that because I'm not gonna say there's not too many people. He's the only person to come in with the expectations that he had, and not only did he meet set expectations, he
Mm-hmm.
surpassed them.
No doubt.
And the type of pressure he was on is and was absolutely bananas.
Mm-hmm.
With him being drafted by his hometown team, with him saying like, "Oh, is he gonna be better than Jordan at 18?" Which is crazy. Like
Bro, they were dubbing
Jordan
him the
still did
savior.
3 years of college, bro.
Right.
Like
Mm-hmm.
so, in essence, by time to put it in retrospect, by the time Jordan would have been a junior in college, LeBron had already gotten the Cavs to a finals,
Crazy when you think about that.
and it took Jordan what 7 years to get to a finals in the NBA, or was it 6 years?
7 years, drafted in 84, finally made the finals in
Nah,
91, 7 years.
yeah, so it took him 7 years to get there, and
Mm-hmm.
Bron did it within his first 4
4 years.
with a team that had no business
Let's
being
just
in the finals. That's
let's just
that's the
put that out
worst team to ever make an NBA final.
that if that exactly, you take him away, that team, you
That
take
team,
LeBron James away from that team, they are finishing in last place. They do not win 10 games in a season. Stop, like, come on, bro. Their starting guard was Ira Newell, Eric Snow. This team was devoid of offense, bro. Like that, like it put it this way: the way that he carried them to the finals makes Allen Iverson's carry job of the 2001 76ers look like a cakewalk. You hear me? Like,
and
like,
then and then also people want to be like, bro, bro. I know we getting a little bit off topic, but hey,
but we could
like
cook. Yeah.
dude, you were talking about that, and they like, bro, Jordan never got swept. Do you realize who the hell he went against? He went against Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, and Manu Ginobili with
Mm-hmm.
with
With his shot Baba
Zagaskis,
Louie.
and his second best player was Larry Hughes. Like,
Who didn't even play in the finals. Square as kept. But people don't want to talk about that. He didn't even play in the postseason, bro. You know
like,
who did play in the postseason? The one guy that gave him a glimmer of hope of help also washed out the league fairly quickly after he left Cleveland. Boobie Gibson was his second best player in that postseason, brother.
like it doesn't make sense. The carry
I'm
job that he did, like,
boy.
so. And for y'all, then if y'all know Boobie Gibson, it's probably because he was with Keisha Cole.
Because they all remember him
So,
dropping all them bombs in that whatever game that was.
so yeah, man, like it's
Oh.
ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But yeah, getting back to the main thing, keeping the as Coach Tom said, keep the main thing the main thing.
That's right.
Keep the main thing the main thing.
That's
But
right.
yeah, like I don't think Stephen A was wrong at all. I agree with him. I don't agree with LeBron's approach. I'm not saying if he wanted to have the conversation, that wasn't the space, that wasn't the time to have said conversation. It should have been handled completely different. And I understand people be like, well, he said it in the spotlight, so the confrontation got to be just as loud. Shut up. Shut up.
Garbage.
Shut up.
Pure nonsense, bro.
But because he was doing his job, just like Bronny is out there trying every night to do his job. Stephen A was just simply doing his job. And I get the whole being a father aspect, but this isn't like Bronny's working at McDonald's is being criticized for missing the cheese on the second slice of cheese on my double cheeseburger.
Right.
Like, that's not what's happening. He's getting he's a multi-millionaire being critiqued on his play. His play didn't deserve to be multi-million. I'm not saying I can play in the NBA, but
careful.
No. I can't play in the NBA. I can't. But if I did, I'm pretty sure my average would be about 0.3 points a game.
Well played there, sir. 2 points for you, man. I give you that.
I would be able to make at least one jump shot, goddamn it.
Yeah, while having to defend Tyrese Maxey on national TV on short notice?
I didn't say anything about Gardner. I didn't say that.
Oh, shit.
I would have been able to make a jump. I'd be able to make a jump shot if you left me open, because I'm not gonna be on the scouting report, and they gonna say, hey, that nigga self-check. Let him shoot.
He's right there on my original roster.
They gonna give me the Caitlin Clark wave off. When I touch the rock, I'm gonna hit one of them damn shots.
My boy say you're gonna pull up Bill Murray from Space Jam.
Yes.
Whoa, it's not my thing. You record Michael on that
Exactly. Look at that pass. Bro, it was a simple chest pass. Look at that pass.
Bill, give it up. You can't play, Bill. That's crazy, bro. But that was one hell of a pivot there, man. I like that.
Like I said, no. Can I be the NBA player? Absolutely not. Can I average 0.1 points a game? Very possible.
That's crazy.
Very possible. I feel like I can go to the free throw line and go one for two.
As long as you go
0.1. I can get that 0.1.
Right. As long as you go in totally undetected. No social media clips, no outbursts, nobody hyping you up. You know what I'm saying? You just slowly pop up out of nowhere, you know.
Yeah. Just give me an open shot. Give me about 15 feet. I should be able to hit one.
Boy say, I always say it on 2K, man. You got to show me. You better be from the show me state.
Yeah. They go, like I said, they gonna tell me I'm self-check, and they ain't even go guard me. They gonna be my team gonna be playing 4-on-5, goddamn. 4-on-5, goddamn.
You gonna give yourself 4 and a quarter versus 5?
Like I said, self-check.
This self-check, that's why.
Self-check.
That's crazy. Nah, man, definitely agree with a lot of what you just said, man. And like Stephen A even said to himself, that wasn't LeBron James, the player that confronted him, man. That was LeBron James as a father. And we get that, bro. I understand totally, a parent is going to provide unconditional love. They will defend their child. In some cases, they'll defend their child and take the bullets for them, even if they did the right wrong for whatever the case is. I get it. I get that. I'm not saying that he's not justified in approach to Stephen A. Smith in general. That was just a miscalculated move that I still think that might have been possibly, might have been premeditated, but another conversation for another day. But it was just a bad way to approach it. And to basically shut him down from not even being able to talk about it afterwards is also whack as well, too. I just don't, and then they go on to Pat McAfee say he completely missed the whole point. I'm like, what point did he miss? You haven't even given him a chance to re-engage in the conversation directly man to man. Now, to Stephen A. Smith's defense and the ability to have a conversation whenever he may have misspoken or did whatever, he had a recent incident where, he got on RG3 for one of RG3's takes, talking about how, I think RG3 had a take on, I had a tweet, talking about how sports shows should not be talking about politics and this, that, and the other. It would a direct shot at first take of Stephen A. Smith and how they do things. Stephen A. came back on, had him on his podcast, saying that he sounds misinformed and ignorant and whatnot. And what did they do? In less than 72 hours, Stephen A. Smith made an appearance on RG3's podcast. And they talked about it with the cameras on, like grown men, without no censoring happening during the interview, like what happened with LeBron James on Pat McAfee's show. You know what I mean? Like it was unfiltered, bro. Like, and so my thing is, I got no problem with defending your kids. I would never tell a parent not to defend their kids or whatnot. But my brother, this ain't an everyday situation. You are a NBA superstar with a unprecedented like following on social media and around the world. You are a global icon in the world of sports and entertainment. Your son now, unfortunately, is a part of that. And it's going to come with that kind of criticism. I mean, that you stepping into, I mean, you're out there in LA. He's out there in LA, and guess what? You're stepping into that LA spotlight now. It's not even more amplified at this point. So he's got to be able to accept that it's going to happen. But nonetheless, I wish those brothers the best as far as LeBron ending his career on a great note and continuing to play elite basketball. I wish Bronny all the best. I'm hoping that I'm right when I say I think this kid could be a future all-star if he keeps his work ethic up and continues to gain confidence. And because I'm seeing it, I'm seeing some flashes of what could be. If he can put that together consistently, he can be special, man. I really think that he's got special potential. I just think he just needs the time and room to continue to grow. I truly think that if he puts in the work and if he's got his father's work ethic in him, bro, he can be a special talent in this league, bro, potentially an all-star. Who
I would
knows?
agree
Maybe,
with that.
you know what I mean? Like, who knows? I'm not saying it's far-fetched, but, um, and even though this is even though I hate to compare the two situations, but let's be honest, when Steph Curry got drafted back in 2009, granted, he was a lottery pick. But there were several point guards taken ahead of Brother Curry that ahead of him in said draft. And let's just say I will take it to the grave and say that the Minnesota Timberwolves are damn fools for taking, which I know Johnny Flynn was that dude coming out of Syracuse and Ricky Rubio was getting Steve Nash comparisons, but Steph Curry when he came into the league was not looking like a guy that was going to be a all-time great shooting guard and the greatest shooter that God ever created, as some people have been on the record of saying. Heck, a lot of people forget the fact that he was letting other guys cook him, like Brandon Jennings of the world and other players. So he had the ankle issues, chronic ankle issues coming up. He was. The Warriors were torn on who to decide to go with for the future, him or Monte Ellis at one point. So he did not come in as him on day one, but he grew to be him over time by putting in the work ethic, doing what he had to do to get his ankles right, and putting in the work on a shot that's just I still haven't seen nobody else shoot like this brother. Like period.
And you're not
You know,
going to again. Like I know people are like, oh well, you see Clay. Clay ain't like Steph though.
nah, Clay ain't like Steph. Not off the dribble like that brother can. Ain't got the cup work. and can pull up from the parking lot. Like, bro, you got to pick Steph up at half court. That's how lethal he is. But he wasn't like that when he first got to the league. He put the work in, he put in the hours, he put in the dedication, he perfected his craft because he hit shots that anybody else takes that shot on any other level. You get into Patrick Ewing, Georgetown talk. One legged step back. What kind of shot is that? Like, do you ever practice that shot? When? Like, you're gonna get that talk, bro. Like, he has a green light that no other person walking this planet has. You know what I mean? So,
And deservedly so.
and deservingly so, because again, it's not like he hit. He ain't called glass. You can't hit him with the he ain't called glass. Like, nah, bro. This brother's won championships doing the same stuff. So.
Facts.
You know what I mean? Bronny puts in that kind of work. I'm not saying he could be Steph Curry, but he could be something special, bro. He's got a lot of road ahead of him, and I wish him nothing but the best. And I hope that he can evolve and go against all this negative noise that's surrounding his journey so far. You know what I mean? I hope he can shut the haters up. You know.
I would agree. I would agree. Yeah, I agree. Like with Bronny, nothing but the best. I think he does. He will have a long future. Like I said, I could see a 10, 15-year career. Um, It wouldn't surprise me if he made an All-Star game, like off a fan vote eventually. I don't think he'll ever be the point where he's voted in by coaches. I think it will have to be on a fan vote, but
Mm.
I could be wrong. Fred VanVleet does exist, so
Last pick in this draft class, and help lead his team eventually to an NBA title.
yep.
I'm not saying it could be a LeBron James, but like you just said, he could be a Fred VanVleet. Could literally get it out the mud. He could be a Chris Middleton. Could get it out the mud. We've seen it done before on several occasions.
Yep.
So, you know. But on that note, folks, we are going to call it a wrap for this episode of the Chris Logic Podcast. I hope y'all enjoyed today's content, and be sure to get with us on the next episode as we will be taking a different turn with our content. But we definitely had to address this subject, especially on the heels of the LeBron conversation earlier today.
Yes, sir. I hated that title of it, but
Yeah, like I'm sure somebody like came up with that in the analytics room and was like, "Oh yeah, this gonna be fire, bro."
genius. Genius.
Like, nah, bro, that pales in comparison to Lebronto or Lathanos, as I like to call him back in this day when he was in Cleveland on that second tour.
It works. Lathanos. It works.
And man, Lathanos works, bro. He still show flashes of being Lathanos on occasion. So, but nonetheless, y'all, we're gonna holler at y'all on the next episode. Be sure to check us out on all social media outlets: Facebook, IG, TikTok, and Facebook. And we're gonna holler at y'all on the next episode, man.
Yes,
Y'all be
sir.
easy out there.
Yes, sir. We are. Be easy.